Does your child hit, kick, scream, punch, yell, and you've done everything that you can think of to do to help your child just do what they're supposed to do and cooperate? Gosh, I'm with you on that. Today, we're going to talk about there may be some things that you've learned about parenting that's causing you to unintentionally fall into some behavior patterns that negatively affects your child's behavior. We are Bonnie and
Thomas Ciota.
yes, and we help families go from the most chaotic and stressful parenting environments to one with more peace, harmony, and happiness with their children. We have families all over the globe that are seeing positive results with the most destructive and destructive child behavior disorders like ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, conduct disorder, Asperger's, you name it. We have families dealing with this. So you're not alone in this. And I just want to say that 99% of the population right now is parenting with what we call authoritative parenting. And that's basically super nanny. And so over the next half an hour, we've got some video footage we're going to share with you, some articles, some proof. This is going to be life-changing for you. So stick with us because we are going somewhere if you're looking to do the best to help your little ones. Oh, hi, Angela. Welcome. Okay. And we would love some interaction if you like what you're hearing as we go through today's presentation. Give us some likes, some hearts, some comments, interact with us. Let us know how you're feeling about what we're talking about. But I want to go back to 2011 because at that time I had had a dream for 18 years that I was going to find a way to empower all the kids before the age of 12 because I was a very disempowered teenager. I don't know if you can relate with me on this, but it just kind of felt like no one ever heard me. I didn't get straight A's in school like my little brother did. And I was always kind of compared to him. And in trying to get my mom to recognize my greatness, she tells me today, you were oppositional defiant disorder. And I believe her. I was not an easy child to raise for sure. But in 2011, I had 4 kids from the ages of 6 to 12, and they were all being diagnosed ADHD, anxiety, depression, and my youngest with ADHD and the worst case of oppositional defiant disorder that the school psychologist had ever seen. We have been through hell and back with my own kids after meeting Tom and him introducing me to a brand new way to reframe. Show them the reframe, Tom. I'm probably doing it backwards, but he showed me how to reframe parenting. And that's what we're going to help you do today. See parenting through brand new lenses. Because how many of you have watched Super Nanny, read a book called Kids Are Worth It, know things like conscious parenting, attachment parenting, gentle parenting. There's something new now called balanced parenting. These are all based on Super Nanny style of parenting where you're firm, but kind. And so I got a little clip here of Super Nanny dragging a child into a timeout. And I want some comments here. Do you think that this is empowering for the child? Do your own due diligence today. Do a Google research. Do children have the ability to think abstract, which means when we're taught to get down on their level, make eye contact, and explain to them why they're in trouble, why they're in a timeout, what they're doing wrong. You will find every single article written by doctors, pediatricians, and therapists will tell you that children do not have the ability to think abstract until at least the age of 13. And so when I see Super Nanny get down on the child's level and start to explain to him, you're in a timeout because of you did this wrong. Now, also, it's also been proven that you cannot be logical with an angry adult, let alone an angry child. This child is angry and crying for a reason. They're not kind of born this way. So let's just kind of let this play out and then we'll move. I like literally almost cried this morning. So what we've got here is we've got a couple balloons. And what I want you to see is that the balloon is going to represent your child's physical body. And so we're going to blow this balloon up. And this is energy. So when a baby's born, they're born with no life skills. They have no idea how the world works. Their brain is completely what we call a blank slate. Like, yes, they do have personalities. But Tom, what's the only language a baby is born with?
Cry.
And so name the game. Share a little bit about that.
Well, anytime that they have a want, need, or desire, they'll communicate it in one primitive form. And it sounds like and looks like that's kind of a toned down version. But the game that the moms played more than the dads, because moms were more in that position, it was name that cry. And see, moms, you got really good at this game from 0 to 1. Do you remember? Because you could hear me like, wait a minute, I know this game. That's called I'm hungry. No, wait, that means change my diaper, or I can't reach something that I really want. Whatever the case may be for the little genius offspring, whatever they wanted, need, or desired, they communicated in that one form. And remember, moms, when you got the answer correct, what did they do? They went from to happy.
Yeah.
And you got really good at the game. But somewhere along the line, we stopped naming the cry.
Exactly. So I'm going to show a little video clip of a little guy that we met about a month ago. And his name's Jacoby. And I just want you to picture this little spirit and tell me in the comments when you think he's showing poor behavior and he needs some sort of consequence or discipline. Go ahead and share in the comments here as Tom shares his story.
You see, I've had the privilege and honor to work with kids pretty much my whole life. I mean, we're counting countless hundreds and thousands of them. And all the children act like this because they're just doing something with no formal training. So if you could look at it as maybe in this perspective, that's a behavior issue. Or you'll look through another lens over here, which is an educational lens. And you can think, maybe there's some missing training. And what this training can be is actually able to control oneself. You know, this body that we live in, it is called self-control.
Exactly.
And so without it, they're just doing something. They're showing you how I know how to do it so far, but that's it. They're just doing something, and we stop playing name the cry, because if they knew how to do it properly, they would already do it. And that's part of the missing link of thinking they do know when in reality they don't.
Oh my gosh. Are we just going to keep this playing a little bit because he's just like this. So we've got this balloon. This represents your child. This represents Jacoby. Inside the balloon, we've got energy. There's energy living inside of a physical body, born with no idea what respect means, no idea what it means to get along well with your sibling, no idea what it means to listen and behave. If you're with me on this, say yes, give us some love, okay? Because what's going to happen now is I would like this balloon to point directly at the computer. It's going to come right to you because I want it to. It did not. It didn't work. You try it, Tom.
Oh, well, you obviously have the wrong color.
I have the wrong color.
We have a preconceived prejudice. It must be blue.
That didn't work either.
Oh.
That didn't work either.
There must be something wrong with the balloon. Can't be us.
Wrong with the balloon. So now I want to, before we get into the solutions, we're going to give you solutions today for outrageous child behavior. If you're just working or just joining us, we're talking about kids who hit, scream, kick, yell. If you just saw Jacoby, they're kind of all over the place. super nanny, dragging kids into a timeout, be firm and kind, right? And that's what we're taught to do with gentle parenting. Be firm and kind, but hold your boundary and offer consequence. But here's the thing. If you've never taken the time to actually role play with your child what you'd like them to do to get attention, how to stand at attention stance, and you role play it out, because kids can't think abstract until the age of 13. So if we haven't, then how do we ever expect them to do what we want them to do? And we're going to finish off today by showing you a video of the same little guy, completely different character after just working with Tom just for a few times. And if you missed it, Tom's worked with thousands of kids. He had an award-winning after-school program called Creating Champions for Life in his Taekwondo school that he operated for 15 years and saw amazing transformations with every single one of these children. So we're here to bring awareness. We're here to breathe life into you, moms and dads. We're here to say that you're doing everything perfectly with what you've been taught to do. We know that your intentions are correct. We know you're the ones reading the books, watching the videos, doing your best to be the best for your kids. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong in the comments and go, nah, I just, whatever, as long as they're alive, I send them to school. I just want them to shut up. If that's your goal and you're not here to do your best, share it in the comments, because I believe that you are, as we all are. I want you to listen to these words from Metallica, as Metallica told us a long time ago, what is rebellion and why does it happen? Okay, so let me just share with you the lyrics. Okay. Okay, here's the lyrics of The Unforgiven. Go ahead, Tom.
Let's think about this. New blood joins this earth. A newborn baby. And quickly he's subdued. Kind of like, I wouldn't say taken, but really it's kind of like what the circus did with the baby elephant. As soon as it was born, it was taken from the mom to train for the circus. It was subdued. Through constant pain, disgrace, the young boy learns their rules. So automatically we're asking the child to conform rather than seeing it as like their little thumbprint, which is unique, as a little genius who's embracing their own uniqueness in the only way that they know, in a very innocent way. But they're being forced into conformity. Not saying that's right or wrong. It's an observation of, well, imprinting. You want them to be the way you want them to be. And that is a first clue that, maybe that's where we went left when we should have went right.
Young boy learns their rules. I'm going to cry. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the lyrics. Here it is.
With time, the child draws in, the whipping boy done wrong. We're going to take you to a timeout. Naughty time. You did something wrong. When all they were really doing was something. They were crying in only one form that they know how. Deprived of all his thoughts. He was pleading, I do know, I understand, I am doing. And it was discarded. The young man struggles on and on. He's known.
Okay.
So he's constantly screaming. He's reaching out the best that he can. He has one tool and one tool only. And at that stage of the game, we stop playing Name That Cry.
one to his own. That never from this day his will and take away.
I gotta share it back. Oh. Okay. Just give us a minute. I'm playing with my new toy, everybody.
So amazing at this. So, the vow unto his own that never from this day his will, they will take away. So that little genius spirit who's embracing his own uniqueness, that free will is beginning to be taken away, because even when the boy did say, I'm sorry, and he did it in a way that was something, but never taught how to do it respectfully, and then take that as, well, you didn't say it properly. Boy, what kind of weird message is this? No training, and you're being reprimanded for doing something wrong? Well, when you go to a job, they train you. Could you imagine going to a job and no training?
Right.
And just, well, I don't know, I'm going to start doing something. No, we don't do that. Sends kind of a weird message. Easy to maybe not see it, but when you see it, it at least gets you to start to think, maybe if there was another way, I would take it. But if you don't know another way, it's either negative or nothing. And we always know that there's three options to everything.
When I felt what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown. Never be, never see, won't see what might have been. What I felt, what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown. Never free, never me, so I dug the
Wow. Okay. Unless you read the words, we totally miss this. I used to sing this as a kid, never really got what it meant. We're talking about Rebellion Explained from Metallica. So we're going ahead and we read this verse here.
Yeah. What I felt, what I've known, never shine through what I've shown. Never shine through what I've shown. They're just a genius, embracing her own uniqueness and no validation of who they are. Never be, never see, won't see what might have been. What I felt, what I've known, never shine through what I've shown. We're not being heard. And just like anybody who would fight, kick, cry, scream, or bite just to get their head above water for breathing, we must feel validated, or we too will do whatever it takes for a life or death situation. And attention is one of those. Very key. So never free, never me. So I, the child, am going to dub thee, which is the parent, unforgiven.
Unforgiven. Oh my goodness. Okay.
They dedicate their lives to running all of his. He tries to please them all. This bitter man he is. Throughout his life the same.
Okay. Let's stop. My cat distracted me. Okay, can you read this next? There we go. This one.
So they, meaning the parents or authorities, have dedicated their lives to running all of his, the little genius offspring. He tries to please them all. This bitter man he is. Could you imagine doing your absolute best and always being told no, can't, don't, or won't, with no validation of, hey, I can see you're doing your best.
Constantly, this fight he cannot win. A tired man be, never see, won't see what might have been.
Oh. Right here.
Yes. So throughout his life, the same. His battled constantly the fight he cannot win.
Ah.
My gosh. The children becoming tired and they no longer care. Well, it seems like my kid doesn't care anymore. Yes, we're beginning to see the effects. The old man then prepares to die regretfully. Boy, what I coulda, shoulda, woulda of my life if I would have just had someone see my genius or embrace my own uniqueness. So the man here, he is me. What I felt, what I've known, never shined through what I've shown, was never heard, going a whole life of never being validated of what a little genius embracing her own uniqueness. Never be, never see, won't see what I might have been. To live a life with a high regret meter of a coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Now I'm going to let the song play out.
Felt what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown, never free, never me, so I dub the unforgiven.
You're raising a child with any kind of behavior disorder, as we call them, terrible twos and the crisis, horrific threes, teenager rebellion, ADHD, oppositional defiance disorder, conduct disorder, defiance, anxious, depressed.
Doing what I've shown, never be, never see, won't see what might have been. What I felt, what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown, never free, never me, so I dub the unforgiven. Of the unforgiven. You labeled me, I labeled you, so I dubbed the unforgiven. Never free, never me, so I dubbed the unforgiven.
I want to finish with this because I don't know about you. I was somebody who was labeled, Tom was labeled dyslexia, just so you know. So he speaks in puzzles sometimes. So stick with us. We always have a point. Never free, never me. So I dubbed thee unforgiven. You labeled me, I'll label you. So I dub the Unforgiven. We're here to champion for families and bring you positive solutions. We're talking about leadership type solutions, empowering solutions, solutions that will take these children that we see as defiant. And I get it. It's not your fault. Please don't feel judged here. I'm passionate because I was one of those children and I was raising those children, and my children, just like some of your children, were destined to, my son was put into an anger management classroom where he could be put into a glass room at the back where they could scream without disturbing the classroom. And of course, pushed medication, and medication does not teach children life skills. That's all we're saying here. They're doing the best that they can with what they know. But here's Tom, coaching Little League Baseball at the age of 17 and learning how to guide child behavior. And when he gets his black belt in 1994, says, I'm going to do the opposite of anything negative to teach my white belts. And over a period of 15 years, developed something called Creating Champions for Life. I meet Tom in 2011. I see him with my children. He starts to ask questions and guide their behavior. And lo and behold, new zest for life. Happiness. They started getting along. My house was more in order. And I'm telling you what, it is absolutely life-changing. And that's where I dedicated my life to bring this message to you, to go, hey, there is another way. Thank you, Julie, for your comment. I see a Facebook user. Thank you for commenting. Thankful and grateful for Creating Champions for Life. Me too. And Angela, yes, it is amazing that the lyrics from Metallica bring such light and are such a parallel to what children are experiencing. What's amazing to me is I've got a letter here from a little gentleman age 17 who we brought into our family last year. Thomas and I connected in 2011. And if you could see the date at the top, it says Tyler, January 2011. And this little guy was ODD and medicated since the age of 6. Came to us at 17. We had influence on him for 4 months. He is now healthy, happy, and whole, living in an apartment, paying rent, working full time. It's amazingly life-changing. So with that all being said, we're moving into solutions now. And I'm going to hand the reins over to Thomas. We're going to, you already saw Jacoby at the front. And let me just replay for those of you just joining us as Tom kind of pre-frames what we're going to see for solutions. The throwing box.
So as you see here, we might look at this as poor behavior, rowdy behavior, inappropriate behavior. And when we start to see that these are just little geniuses embracing their own uniqueness, just doing something. And hey, don't do that. We don't do this. But when you see the pillow being thrown at the camera right there, you would have heard me say, that's called throwing. You validate that he actually did throw the pillow. Because at the end of the day, if there was nobody in the room, guess who doesn't act like this? The kids. So really, they're only surviving in a world that they know to get attention. And if you do good and nobody recognizes it, many of us would do something wrong that's perceived just so we would be yelled at. Because it's all about attention. We all require attention, or we too will perish or wither away. In every offspring in our animal kingdom, every offspring that doesn't get any attention from birth, we all know that they do perish. So what if they are just stuck in survival mode? Food for thought. What if? Hence, where Creating Champions for Life comes in is to validate them. And then we use the 3 sacred games that have been around since the beginning of time. And they start off with 1, monkey see, monkey do, follow the leader, and then the trusted advisor role called Simon Says, so we can do for, they can do with them, So eventually they can do it all by themselves, which completes the cycle that we all have left the nest. And then we can then pursue our life. The pattern's been around for a long time. And so I'd like you to take a moment and just think for a moment. What if we could start to recognize patterns? What if we could actually start to not only recognize them, but start to use patterns, and then know that we could actually create patterns to guide behavior or punish it when it comes to feeling that you need to be in control. One is positive, one is negative, one is growing, one is dying. And yes, it can be this simple if you're open to think a little bit different than what you might have been exposed to also.
Yeah, and just so before we share Tom working with Jacoby and putting some direction into his little vibrational body, I want to bring this to your attention. If you're dealing with a child with ADHD, a lot of them do move on to what's called oppositional defiant disorder. If it is not dealt with, they will grow into something called conduct disorder, and it's not something that they outgrow. Now you've got an adult who has temper tantrums, and ask Tom, when he first met me, I had temper tantrums because my mom said I was oppositional defiant disorder and nobody ever taught me otherwise. Like, you know what I mean? So I was somebody who stomped my feet. I don't know about you. You're all probably perfect. I'm probably the only one. But let's see, what is oppositional defiant disorder? It's a type of behavior disorder. It's mostly diagnosed in childhood. Children with ODD are uncooperative, defiant, hostile toward peers, parents, teachers, and other authority figures. They are more troubling to other people than they are to themselves. Now, this is something pretty awesome, awesomely amazing to become aware of. Researchers do not know what causes ODD, but there are two main theories for why it occurs. The developmental theory. Now, I want to bring highlight to theory here. This has not been proven. This is just what they think, right? If everybody knows what a theory is, it is an idea based on assumptions, based on maybe what they've seen. And if we're using super nanny type behavior and dragging kids into timeouts and taking away, you just heard Metallica say, you label me, I'll label you, Unforgiven, then we know the cause of ODD, don't we now? Okay. But this one, developmental, suggests that the problems start when children are toddlers. Children and teens with ODD may have had trouble learning to become independent from a parent or other main person to whom they were emotionally attached. Their behavior may be normal developmental issues that are lasting beyond the toddler years. Okay, that's one theory. Number two, learning. This theory suggests that the negative symptoms of ODD are learned attitudes. They mirror the effects of negative reinforcement methods used by parents and others in power. The use of negative reinforcement increases the child's ODD behaviors. That's because these behaviors allow the child to get what he or she wants, attention and reaction from parents. So let's go back to, this is what we would call not listening to the child or embracing their uniqueness, telling them what they did wrong or what they did was wrong versus guiding their behavior to show them what they do is right, which is what we do here at Creating Champions for Life. And I want to just say this, you're going to become aware today. This is about awareness, and so that you can know that you have a choice. We do have mentorship programs. We have the how. We can't teach you how to guide behavior in a 30 to 60 minute presentation here. So just know that I'm going to give you the how to once we're done here. But watch, I want to pre-frame with this. Just a minute. Jacoby basically was in the house running around. You saw him earlier kind of being this loose cannon of energy, and he was doing that inside the house, running all over the place. And Grandpa was like, oh, I don't know what to do with this kid. So Tom guided his behavior, and he said, it looks like Jacoby's choosing to hang out outside. And so he showed him where he could run, did not take him to a timeout, yell at him, belittle him, make him feel bad, just said, it looks like you want to be outside. And this is Tom guiding him to what to do to be able to come inside. Oh,
Jacoby,
What?
would you say throwing rocks at this is a yes
No.
or a no?
No.
Where would you throw rocks to create a smile on Grandpa Jack's face? Show me.
Over there.
Show me. Wow, look at you throwing far. One more time. Keep going there, champ. Wow, look at you go.
I'm gonna
I love that so much because he's outside and he starts throwing rocks at it's actually Grammy's greenhouse. And Tom doesn't once say, don't throw rocks. If you throw rocks again, you're going to go into a timeout or anything, not maintaining boundaries in a firm and kind way. We don't throw rocks, or I'm not going to let you throw rocks, which, let's just admit it, that's called control, controlling the child's behavior. Instead, Tom guides the behavior. So do you want to talk about that a little bit? Because the one thing that we're missing here is the actual attention stance. So go ahead and share a little bit more about what happened there.
Sure. You see, there's a sacred relationship between the genius offspring and the parent known as a trusted advisor, that if you attempt to control them, well, let's just ask, how well is that working so far? Nobody ever wants to be controlled. And so by being able to embrace your own uniqueness, by being able to be 5 years old and pick something up and throw it, you're developing and you are practicing self-control. Look what I did. Whether it's right, I mean, I understand ethics and safety and morals. So just set that aside for a moment, but just take a moment and see that, look at you picking up rocks, and look at you being able to take it from here and throw it as far as you can. You see, they're going to go ahead and do these things because it's part of our development as little scientists to explore this world of smells, taste, touch, and hears and feels and all those good things. So you either guide it or you punish it. In this way, if you tell them, no, we don't throw rocks, well, then we're basically telling them, don't come to me as a trusted advisor and I'm going to help guide you in the world. They're going to learn to do it from somebody else or when you're not around. And with that being said, if they are going to throw, then it's our sole responsibility to show them the when they can throw rocks, which would be outside. And where could you throw them? That would be out into the field instead of where they might want to throw it somewhere else, where it would be bad behavior. So show them when and where they can do it, because they're going to do it with or without you. How much does this resonate with you? If it makes sense, put in a yes or whatever the thumbs ups if it's on YouTube. But that's the idea, is that control's an illusion. You're either going to guide them into their greatness or you're going to punish them into submission.
Correct. Okay, you focus on that. Now, this is Tom working with Jacoby at another time, practicing attention stance. So just imagine Jacoby's outside. He chose to go outside, and Tom does the exact same thing, because when you're working with a child, it takes a lot of repetition to build a new neural pathway. And that's what you're going to hear if your child's dealing with any kind of disorder, is that they're missing neural pathways because they never had anybody actually help them develop the neural pathway. But they can. Every single child has greatness within them if we take the time to show them. So just watch.
And yeah, before you hit play,
Okay.
give yourself an understanding that lecture and play, two different approaches here.
Right.
Lecture would require anywhere between 200, 300, 400 repetitions to develop a recall neural pathway. However, when you can, let's say, well, let's do that like 90% faster or 10% of the time to create it. And when it's done through play, you can create the exact same neural pathway of being able to do it all by yourself through play versus lecture. So you're going to observe what would be a play a game called Simon Says, or anything of that fashion. Play versus lecture. By yourself. Excellent. Can you show me? Can we play a game? can we play monkey see, monkey do? And I think this one might want to go first because maybe, oh, that's right, that's sleep. I'm gonna follow you. Now we're gonna go from sleep, show me awake, and then show me laying down. Excellent, look how fast you are. Now show me standing up. Oh, wow. And even show me standing tall. That's right. Now, let's see if we can hold it for 10 seconds. Want to count together?
Yeah.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Excellent. Now, come back again. That's right. We're going to stay here. We're done sleeping. We're awake because we're going to daycare. Now, there's 3 things that we get to do. Oh, this means you want me to go work with Jax. Okay.
Okay, I love that. I'm just going to stop it there because what happens next is Jacoby goes and gets dressed and goes and gets his snow pants on and he's ready to leave like 3 minutes later after that. So it's pretty powerful, the difference between you're not listening, drag him into a timeout, maintain your boundary, call it gentle parenting or whatever you want to call it, compared to what Tom just did. I'd love to hear some comments. Give us some love, some hearts if you found that very empowering and loving and guiding and you'd love to follow that. This is great. Praise the positive. Thank you for showing this. Guides. My kids do not want to be controlled. Learning to speak kid is huge. And then, oh, you gave me some love, Julie, in the comments. Thank you. My kid knows the stop sign is his place for yelling if he chooses to yell in the house. This has taken a long time to grow those pathways. However, he knows where the stop sign is if he chooses to yell. Yes, like that's the thing. Our kids can run, they can yell, they can jump, they can spit, they can do all sorts of things. They're looking for a guide to show them like where they can do these things because they just don't know any better until they're taught. And what we do is we help families build a proactive plan and put it in place that motivates and inspires children to cooperate. So next, Jacoby actually stands at attention stance, makes eye contact, asks to come back in the house. Tom gives him a lesson. What behavior belongs in the house, walking or running? He answers walking. Inside voice is quiet or loud. It's quiet. And just watch the difference in behavior here.
Show me how you take your socks off. It is tough, but who's tougher than the socks? Who's stronger than the socks? Show me.
Oh my God.
Look at that. I think you almost won. We got one.
Yay.
Now, do you know where these guys go to clean? I bet you do. Show me. Show me where your socks are. Where you throw the balls in the dryer. Oh, there we go. Let's go.
I want to comment here. Who sees inside voice tiptoeing up the stairs, and who moms would have reacted to him throwing the socks down the stairs and told him that that was wrong, the old way, right? And I just want you to notice here as Tom guides the behavior, he asks him, where's the best place for the socks? Can you show me? And he doesn't say a word about him throwing the socks, and just watch what happens. He's running, but
what do you think? In here? Right here? Or in there? Which one would it go first? I think you're right. Now, let's go find some
oh,
new socks. go right to this.
Oh,
one
I
here.
see what you're saying. Okay, we're ready for the next video.
So look who knows how to put the dirty socks in the right place and have clean ones all by him. Would you like to celebrate with a thumbs, high five, or a hug?
High five.
Good job.
Anyone else notice the whispering from Jacoby? I like to see comments. So we have a few people watching here live. Share what you see, the difference from the behavior that was over here. Okay, to the behavior that's over here. Thank you, Julie, for commenting.
So look who knows how to put the dirty socks in the right place and have clean ones all by him.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenally amazing. Monkey see,
Would you like
monkey
to
do. Children learn best through games. And that little spirit was so empowered that day. Gosh, I wish I had Angela on here live with me. So empowered that day. He's definitely doing what he needs to do without being forced. Absolutely. And Angela, put in the comments what you saw with the hugs and the kisses and the I love yous. Like, just share from your perspective in the comments as I play this last video, because y'all saw him throwing his brother around. That's how he related with his brother every time we saw them for the first few times we were together. And this was a little video footage that Grammy sent me from Easter weekend. For those of you that would love to have the siblings get along, here's the seed. We're going to plant it. It's possible. So cute. How calm and peaceful and playful is that? Isn't that parenting path to paradise? I don't even know if there's any other words. He was so appreciative of being recognized and validated and couldn't hug you enough, Bonnie. Yeah, it was like we were in the car getting ready to go, and he'd go, I want another kiss. I want another hug. I want another hug. I want another kiss. Probably like about 15 times. And then on the way out, he was like, I love you so much. And we're auntie and uncle, and we never asked him for those labels. So these little spirits are alive. There is a victim and a champion inside each of us. We just need the correct knowledge and to know how to breathe life into our little geniuses so that the champion can live and the victim can die off. And it's completely up to you, mom and dad. Hang out at the validation stage. We're working on that. Yeah, right on. Good. You got to start somewhere. And just a few final words here from mom and dad.
I'm Jessica and this is John. We live 5 minutes away from Tom, so in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And so far we see tiny little bits of hope, and like we're learning a lot. What I'm enjoying is seeing a lot of how I'm starting to think more about how I'm going about talking to my kids and guiding them instead of disciplining them. So I'm just more excited about where we're headed for sure. I can see the light in the future.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, John, you might have a ditto, but just kind of open up the ditto box and like tell us what would be inside that ditto.
I'm John, and we do live very close to Tom and Bonnie. So close that they came in and really helped us, help me be the parent I need to be in the mornings. And it's like, it's almost night and day from when we started to now. Like this morning was it was refreshing waking up and being happy to get going in the morning and not have a big battle. Everybody's coming together and there's not yelling. Everybody's doing what they not even have to, what they want to now. And
Powerful.
yeah, it's it's changing. The doorbells and everything that we're working on, we are seeing those sparks and the glimpses, and then lots of follow throughs. So yeah, that's, I mean, we have a lot, I have a lot of work to do, but I'm eager to sharpen my pencil and get into it.
Okay.
Awesome. It's life-changing for anyone that's looking for answers and solutions. We definitely have them. And I want to just close it with this. For those of you that are looking for the how, you're like, okay, I see it. I think this is brilliant. Where do I get started? Let me pull this up for you. We have been working really hard on the Creating Champions for Life app. And if you're just getting to know us, go to the Creating Champions for Life app. Just download it. Look for this logo on your app store up in the top right-hand corner there and download it. And then go to this Learn tab here. Access free 3 video series here. So when you click on the 3 free video series, first of all, there's a welcome video here. You can learn a little bit more about our story. And then what's going to be open is the video 1, video 2, powerful, positive, effective discipline, video 3, prevent and end temper tantrums. Sorry, video 1 is turn rage into healthy, happy, cooperative kids. And this might be all you need are these 3 videos. But with that being said, we have a gold membership where you can hang out with us live, where we actually take you through step by step and give you tangible how-tos to start creating champion kids. The Raising Healthy, Happy, Cooperative Kids toolbox. If you are a gold member and you're like, where do I go next? There's the toolbox here. So there's the video, 3-hour video. There's the audio book is an hour and a half long where I'm reading the audio right to you. This in itself is life-changing. You can get the PDF at learntospeakkid.com and just read that. You can get that for free. And I'm going to come back to the on-demand videos here in just a minute. What I want you to look for as a gold member is we have a Parenting Path to Paradise, which is a mini course, 3 30-minute videos that's going to show you how to guide behavior, all the 12 principles of creating champions for life. And we also have a parenting assessment where you can click here to schedule a time with us. We'll take you through a parenting assessment, show you holes in your parenting bucket, how we can fill them, and guide you on the right path to, oh, that didn't change. That's funny. Okay, well, we're going to guide you on the right path to have your own Parenting Path to Paradise yellow brick road. But you got to start somewhere. The app is free. The free video series is there. And then there's also a mentorship tab if you look for it, where you can fill out an application for mentorship if you're looking for some sort of coaching. But our dream and goal is to have every single parent in the world just like get acquainted with Creating Champions for Life, learn how to guide behavior versus punishment so we can save these little beings so that they don't end up saying, you label me, I'll label you, dub the unforgiven. And yeah, so powerful. So any closing thoughts, Tom?
Yeah.
Quickly.
The last thought would be give yourself permission to go, you know, maybe I didn't know that I didn't know. Because I've really never met anybody who put spinach in their teeth on purpose. And also, too, wouldn't it be neat if someone could point that out for you? And 3, you're doing the best that you can with what you know. Know that first and foremost. But if there was another way for you to do that could create healthy and happier and cooperative kids, if you knew it, you would already be doing it. So just give yourself permission that it might be off your radar. And if you knew it, you would do it. And this could be the answer for you.
Absolutely. 100%. Thank you so much for being part of our community, for watching this video today, for clicking the like button, subscribing, following wherever you're watching this video. We love you. We want the best for you and your families. And
Until we meet again, here's to your parenting success. Cheers.
Bye for now.